Hello, grace and peace, family. It is a wonderful day out here. I decided to take a little walk in the woods, and I think I'm going to call these Deep Wood Thoughts with Nate, or Deep Thoughts in the Deep Woods, whatever it is. I just thinking about you guys, looking back on Resurrection Sunday, and I want to just share with you something. I was reading this morning in Matthew 13, and Jesus is telling these parables, and he's talking about what the kingdom of heaven is like, and it made me want to come out and just maybe share with you right now where we are as I'm filming this, as I'm recording this. We're in we call it a glade. I call it a glade, and it's just a little bit of an opening in the woods, which is huge, big oak and spruce trees. It's real kind of wild looking. I like it, and it's a neat little place. The deer always come back here at night and bed down back here. But I figured this is a good place because it's as much of a field as I have in the area that I live. And Jesus is actually sharing, he talks about in verse 44 of Matthew 13, he says, "The kingdom of heaven is like a treasure hidden in a field, which a man found and hid, and for the joy over it, he goes and sells all that he has and buys that field." And then the very next verse, it says, "Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant seeking beautiful pearls, who, when he has found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it." And I think that that's just so beautiful, especially looking back on Resurrection Sunday as we are celebrating in this time, like it's springtime. We are celebrating the resurrection of Jesus. We're looking back, especially on Good Friday, as we had that time, especially if you were together with us as we took communion together in our own homes. What a beautiful picture Jesus is sharing of what he's about to do on the cross in those parables. You know, we realize Jesus paid for our sins, but his mentality behind it, we have a beautiful picture of. You know, he's describing himself as the one who finds the treasure in the field, or as the merchant looking for pearls. He's describing this is what the kingdom of heaven is like. And really the picture is that Jesus went and bankrupted heaven because he treasured us. You know, think about that. Jesus bankrupted heaven because he treasured us. I can only imagine what heaven was like being absent of Jesus for the years that he was here. But what I love, you know, another reason that you're here is because a little while back we had a guy come, and he was actually metal detecting around here. He was looking for Civil War era silver. And I actually got to talking to him, and I asked him, you know, what has he found in the past? What is he looking for now? And he kind of just shared that he had he only found a few articles from the Civil War in the area around here in New Jersey. And I asked him, he had a whole setup with the headphones and the metal detector, and he had just the works. And I asked him, you know, how much was the metal detector, because I had purchased the metal detector a little while back, and it wasn't a very expensive one, and because that wasn't a very good one. And he said it was in the thousands. I forget what number. It was like $2,000 or $3,000 for this metal detector. And I can only imagine, you know, I know silver's valuable, but it can't be that valuable. But one of the things that he said he does it, it's not just a hobby, it's because, you know, he values the history from the Civil War. And I thought, what a good time to be back here and share about that, because, you know, sometimes the value of something isn't just in the item itself, it's in the value is found in those who value it. And that's what I love about this parable. Jesus values us. He left heaven because he values us. Right? If you ever purchase something, it's because you're exchanging something of value for something that you personally find more valuable or you have more need of. Jesus didn't want to go throughout eternity without us. So he left heaven. He bankrupted heaven to have us. He sold heaven for us, to redeem us. So as we look back on Resurrection Sunday, as we have maybe in this time just maybe you're in a place and you've rededicated your life to the Lord. Maybe you've started a new journey with God. I want to remind you that he loves you. He left heaven for you. And I want you to think on that, because there's more to it than just salvation. You know, we can trust God for our eternal salvation, but sometimes we find it hard to trust God with our finances. We find it hard to trust God with our family. We find it hard to trust God with all these other things in life. Listen, God left heaven for you. Do you think there's anything he wants to withhold from you? Is there anything that he would want to withhold from you if he left all of heaven to redeem you, to be with you, because he wants to have a relationship with you? I want to encourage you today, maybe the message of the cross is not a new thing for you, but what's that next step of faith you need to take to spend time with Jesus? What's that next step of faith to put him in control of maybe your family or relationships or finances or any other thing? You can trust him because he treasures you. You're his child, you're his son, you're his daughter. And the King of Heaven isn't going to let anything, nothing, come your way unless it passes through him. You can trust him to take care of you. No matter the circumstances, no matter what's happening in the world, you can trust him because you're more valuable than all the riches that heaven could ever offer. I love you guys. Look forward to seeing you soon, and hopefully we'll have more talks like this. Love you all. Bye.